I'm Ansley. I'm a realtor with the Hupman Group.
And I'm Shelby. I'm also a realtor with the Hupman Group.
And I'm Jen Parmalee, also a realtor with the Hupman Group. The Hupman Group girls.
That's
Woo!
right.
So something is back, and it kind of feels like the spring of 2021 all over again.
No.
But multiple offers are back on the table. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, we're starting to see that again. Especially in really lower median price points. Really under 400,000, you can guarantee.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 offers are on it.
So what would you ladies say when we're in multiple offer situations? And what that means, of course, if you're a buyer and you're interested in a home, when you hear your agent say, hey, we're in a multiple offer situation, of course, that means that there's more than one offer on the table. We don't always know what those offers are, but what are your pieces of advice for buyers when they're in a multiple offer situation this spring?
Well, what a seller looks for in an offer that they would like to accept is, of course, the most money, whatever's going to net them the most money, but also the least amount of risk. So they want a buyer that is strong, that has little contingencies, can close quickly, no hiccups, all that good stuff. So we can kind of dive into some special stipulations that you would write.
Yeah.
I know for me, my go-to are at least 1 to 2% earnest money. Whatever closing date the seller prefers, even if it may not be convenient for you. Shortened contingencies as far as doing home inspections, that kind of thing. We want to go ahead and get somebody knocked out quickly to get out to the property within 5 to 7 days to make that really quick and wrapped up.
Yeah, I've been
what else
saying
would you say?
Like 5-day due diligence periods or less even. I feel good about 5 days. Usually within 5 days we can get it knocked out and the buyer can have a home inspection, termite inspection, and get everything done. But beyond 5 days, I mean, it's getting harder and harder to even ask for that much time for due diligence.
Yeah. Well, and if you have a good relationship with a home inspector, a lot of times you can just call them and be like, hey, are you available these days, and just have that kind of in your back pocket.
That's right. We have great relationships with inspectors, so we can have them already lined up for you.
We sure do.
I would say local lenders, let's go ahead and get all of your paperwork submitted to the lender before you even get to the point of writing an offer. That way that lender knows that you are approved and can also vouch to the listing agent about your approval as well.
And Jen, you've talked recently about the conversations that you're having with clients about the importance of a local lender. What do you coach them on?
So a lot of people don't realize that it's really to their advantage if they work with a local lender, because like Shelby was saying, with risk, if the listing agent knows or the sellers know that that is a lender that is gonna get them to close, that knows what they're doing, they're gonna make sure they get there, that's so much less risk for them. And so really, if you go with a local lender, it's just guaranteeing the seller less risk. And
That's
so
right.
it has a lot of people think, oh, well, you're working with them and you might get some sort of kickback or something, which is super illegal.
Yeah,
by the way. Super illegal. But that's not the case at all. It's really, we're just trying to give you an advantage getting your offer accepted.
But not only that, with a local lender too, they're typically, their volume and their pipeline is going to be so much smaller than a big bank that's a national bank that is going to have, thousands of contracts in the pipeline, and so their turn times are going to be way longer. So you may not even be able to get a 30-day close with a big known lender like that. But you want somebody that's got a good reputation in the community too, because chances are that listing agent, will want to know who the lender is, and then if they've already worked with them in the past, then that already gives you an advantage. But a local lender is going to be well versed with our local taxes and insurance too, like pretty much within just a couple dollars. So whenever they're quoting you payments, it's an accurate payment.
Yeah,
we've definitely had situations before where clients have gotten to closing with big national banks that don't know, and they're several $1,000s off, and then there's an issue there. That has happened before, so it is definitely a better advantage for getting you a more accurate estimate of your closing costs to begin with.
Most definitely.
and even with just winning the offer. So like I had a situation where it was a multiple offer situation. I think there were 5 or 6 offers on the table, and my clients was one of them, and their lender reached out to the seller's agent and knew the seller's agent. They already had a relationship, and she's like, I can speak to this file. I can speak to their purchasing power. I feel good about this file, and that tipped the odds in my client's favor, because the seller's agent can then go to the seller and say, I talked to this person's lender.
Yeah.
Like, they're good to go.
That's right.
Versus the client that has a lender from North Dakota and no one knows who it is. So that, I mean, it is worth its weight in gold in those multiple offer situations, just having someone local.
Most definitely. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and we hope you learned something.
Yeah. And we also will deep dive more into elements that you can include in your offer this spring. I think that we need to kind of deep dive into the appraisal gap, because I find myself talking a lot with especially first time home buyers about appraisal gaps. So that'll be its own segment, because that'll take a minute.
That's right.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Bye.